Welcome to the second episode of the DVD Geeks here at the Union Township Public Library in Ripley. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Harrison.
And we're here to share some video picks that we have for you, DVDs specifically. And these are ones that we have here on the shelf at the library. We want to make sure that you do realize too that the actual DVD Geeks videos can be found. They'll be on my personal Facebook page. Look me up on Facebook. They'll be on Harrison's as well. The public library has the Facebook page as well. Or if you just want to go to www.youtube.com and search DVD Geeks, you'll find us there too. So to begin, Harrison's going to bring his pick for the week to us. So Harrison?
The Legend of Macbeth.
Mm-hmm.
It's been told a million times, Matthew, but perhaps never so beautifully as with director Justin Kurzel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that facetiously. This is really an outstanding adaptation of Macbeth, in my opinion. I just was unfamiliar with Justin Kurzel as a director. He did a couple independent films in the past, but this is his first real, major blockbuster, big screen movie. And we're all kind of familiar with the Legend of Macbeth, or the story of Macbeth, rather. The King of Denmark, or the prophesized King of Denmark.
Prophesied kings, yeah.
As a prophecy given by three witches. And this prophecy, along with his ambition, just drives him to madness and down this path of murder and just untamed desire to be king. And it is eventually ends in the ruin of him.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Macbeth is played by Michael Fassbender, and I saw Michael, on the screen. I was watching Macbeth last night, and I knew I recognized him from somewhere. I put it together finally. He was Steve Jobs in the recent 2015 movie. He was also Tarantino. He was in Inglourious Basterds, the Tarantino movie, and also X-Men as young Magneto. Who young Magneto doesn't get enough attention.
No, he doesn't.
He needs more attention, but
maybe we'll talk about that one day.
But Justin, just beautiful job. This character arc of somebody already unstable in this really this time of war and murder and this character arc from like bad to very, very bad. It just beautiful acting. It seems like the director Justin plays a lot with slow motion in this. You'll have like a really powerful and very energetic battle scene that's just juxtaposed with all of a sudden like a immediate slow motion where somebody's standing like this and like there's like a huge battle scene around.
It's like kind of that Matrix kind of
it's
that.
Really great analogy.
The Matrix thing.
It's very Matrix-esque. And neat take on it. I've never seen that done to this extent in a battle scene, and that was a neat and kind of a memorable take on the battle scene.
Now, gruesome.
I'd say Braveheart level of gruesome. Maybe a little bit accentuated by the slow motion, but if you've seen Braveheart, you'll survive.
Now, a lot of people will hear the word Shakespeare, and immediately their radar is turned off.
Yeah, they run.
They run because of the Shakespearean language and all that. They wouldn't have to necessarily fear that in this movie, correct?
No, and it seems with the movies we're having, with Game of Thrones, with Valhalla Rising, with even older films like Braveheart and Hamlet with Mel, this language, which for some people is maybe a little bit intimidating. It's becoming more and more common. You see it in video games like Skyrim, where it's like Thane and these certain terms, and it's actually pretty. You'll get once you're through the first 10 minutes, you're there.
You're there, right?
You're in
the story captures you so much. One of the things that, as I read Macbeth, that captured me were the witches.
The witches.
Now, how are the witches portrayed in the movie?
Witches.
So,
well, I think this was a really refreshing take on the witches. And when you think about Shakespearean adaptations, you think about like this really decrepit hag. You see them and it's like, oh, that's the evil witch.
Right.
But this has a more organic take on that. It seems like the witches are portrayed as people like like an average person, and it actually makes it a little bit more eerie because of the magic.
So they blend into the population, and they're just like right there.
Yeah, I thought really neat take on the witches.
Yeah, definitely so. So you highly recommend Macbeth?
10 out of 10 stars.
Oh,
for me,
10 out of 10.
10 out of
Okay.
10.
That's high praise, definitely.
Yeah, I should take that back. No, definitely worth a watch.
If we were Siskel and Ebert, it'd be 2 thumbs up,
2 thumbs
right?
up.
Definitely. I don't think we can do that for copyright reasons.
Copyright, yeah.
But why do you say we take a look at the trailer for Macbeth to
Yes.
give you guys a feel for what the movie's like?
Absolutely.
Let's take a look.
All hail Macbeth that shall be king hereafter.
I feel now the future. Hail, king that shall be.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
Look like the innocent flower, but with the serpent under it.
All hail Macbeth that shall be king hereafter.
Full of scorpions is my mind.
What's done is done.
Life's but a walking shadow. Honor, love, friends, but in their stead, curses.
And there we have the retelling of the legendary story of Macbeth. Matthew, on to you.
Okay. I picked a DVD that actually came out in 2014 that we have here at the library that probably hasn't seen a lot of circulation. And I think part of that is due to the fact that a lot of people aren't familiar with this movie. And once I viewed it, absolutely fell in love with this movie. And it really ranks high in my list of all-time favorite movies. And that is The Grand Budapest Hotel. This was directed by Wes Anderson. And he's just got so many things. Life Aquatic, Royal Tenenbaums,
Absolutely.
just a lot of different movies from the past. The movie itself recounts the adventures of Gustav H. He's a legendary concierge at a hotel in Europe, all made up. This is all fictional type of things. And it takes place between the wars, as they say it. We automatically say World War I, World War II. It's kind of what we place it into. It's also about Zero Mustafa, which is lobby boy at the hotel, who becomes Gustav's greatest friend in life. The story involves the theft of a piece of very valuable Renaissance painting, and then also a constant struggle over this family fortune. And this is all against the backdrop of the hotel and the scenery of that day, and it's tremendously done. Words that we have used, because we've talked about it. You have seen this one, so you're one up on me here. Whimsical, unconventional, quirky, just all those different type of words for this.
Right.
I think one of the big things about Grand Budapest Hotel, which is kind of surprising that it wasn't more popular, I guess, is the cast. The people who are the play. I'll just share some of the people that are in this movie because you'll be very familiar with a lot of them. Ralph Fiennes, very, very sought after actor right now, very popular. Adrian Brody. He's great.
He's great. I like Adrian.
Willem Dafoe. You'll kind of remember Willem Dafoe from his villain type roles, and he plays that. Jeff Goldblum.
Gotta have Jeff.
Somewhere in there. He always shows up, and he's always great. Harvey Keitel. You may not recognize the name, but you recognize the face once you see him. Jude Law. A lot of you are familiar with him. Yeah. And of course, every quirky, whimsical, unconventional movie has to have Bill Murray. I mean, that's just, I think it's a rule somewhere. I don't know, Hollywood rule. Edward Norton And then, of course, Owen Wilson,
No,
of all
just
people.
put Owen Wilson
Just
there,
put,
too.
we're just going to have him. The way they are all molded together, this eclectic group of people is just amazing. Wes Anderson does a tremendous job. One of the things that you and I have talked about when it came to this movie is the cameras and how it was filmed. You want to maybe say a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, Wes Anderson is like basically the Willy Wonka of directing.
Yes.
You know, he has these lovely the color scheme is very pastel, curious colors, and his camera is just, you know, everything is just so symmetrical, and his pans are like just these really odd, fluid, almost kind of Stanley Kubrick-esque
very.
kind of.
And they're always perfect. It's just like,
it's wonderful.
You know, and there they move, and it really, that really has a lot to do with what captures you about this particular movie. It is geared for adults. It is an adult theme all the way through, just to kind of make that known. And one of the things too is don't let the first 15 minutes hold you back. It takes about 15 minutes to get into it with some stories set up and things like that. Then it's just a rolls from there on, and just a great movie. So what do you say we take a look at the trailer for Grand Budapest, and then we'll be back right after that.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir.
And so my life began. Junior lobby boy in training under the strict command of Monsieur Gustave H. Many of the hotel's most valued and distinguished guests came for him.
I love you.
I love you. She was dynamite in the sack, by the way.
She was 84.
I've had older.
This was also when I met Agatha.
She's charming. She's so charming.
Is he flirting with you?
Yes.
I approve of this union.
I became his pupil, and he was to be my counselor and guardian.
The police are here.
Tell them I'll be right down. She's been murdered, and you think I did it. Hey! Stop! You're looking so well, darling. You really are. I don't know what sort of cream they've put on you down at the morgue, but I want some.
This is Madame D's last will and testament. To Monsieur Gustave H. I bequeath a painting known as Boy with Apple.
Wow. What? Who's Gustave H?
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
If I learn you ever once laid a finger on my mother's body, living or dead...
I go to bed with all my friends.
We need to make a plan for your survival. Hide this. It's in code, and you might need a magnifying glass to read it, but it tells you exactly where and how to find Boy with Apple.
I'm a baker. I'm not a fence, if that's the term.
May I offer any of you inmates a plate of mush?
I want roadblocks at every junction for 50 kilometers. I want rail blocks at every train station for 100 kilometers.
Get in!
I want 50 men and 10 bloodhounds ready in 5 minutes.
You can't arrest him simply because he's a bloody immigrant. Take your hands off my lobby boy! Have you ever been questioned by the authorities?
Yes, on one occasion.
What?
I was arrested and tortured by the rebel militia after the desert uprising.
Right. Well, you know the drill then. Zip it.
Okay. That was Grand Budapest Hotel. We do have that here at the library, along with Macbeth. And if they're not on the shelf, you can come and put them on hold, and we can get those for you pretty quickly. That's right. We're going to take the last part of our video here today and just talk about 4 movies that are either out here at the library or will be very, very soon, and kind of share those with you. And Harrison, I'll let you start.
Well, one that I'm really looking forward to, Matt, is The Revenant with Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. And our buddy Leo finally got his award. Although, I tell you what, John Hardy in this film, impeccable actor. And I just think really just wonderful cast. You know, The Revenant, to give you a little context, is just the story of Hugh Glass. And this is based on a true story. A trapper who is mauled by a bear and just kind of goes through this unbelievably difficult journey of surviving the elements, and just a wild ride, you know.
I heard the bear scene is amazing.
The bear scene is powerful.
Powerful, yeah. It was. I read the book, The Revenant. I haven't seen the movie, but the bear scene in the book was tremendous. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the actual movie. So you highly rate this one.
Definitely, you know, the cinema's brilliant. You have wonderful outdoor scenes, and then you have, you know, definitely worth a watch. Yeah.
Okay, good. So that one will be coming, I believe, in the next week.
Yeah.
Next week here at the library. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. After all these years, Star Wars has woken back up again, and that is one that we also have here at the library. And it's your typical Star Wars movie. I mean, I've been a Star Wars fan for back in the day, and this one, J.J. Abrams took the helm for this one, and he really did a good job of not straying too far from what they call the canon, you know, the true Star Wars.
He also did a really good job at not having Jar Jar Binks in this movie.
that sold it for me. No Jar Jar Binks, and not very many J.J. Abrams lens flares too. That was kind of a nice. Right. That was kind of a nice thing too. But it did get criticized a little bit for kind of rehashing, in a sense, the story from A New Hope. Mm-hmm. But a totally different story. So you got to weigh those two things together. And I'm probably talking to a lot of people who have already seen this movie. I mean, this was such a big thing, but definitely worth a rewatch if you're a Star Wars fan. Just a very, very good movie. Game of Thrones season 5. Yay! Game of Thrones season 5. Probably one of the most highly talked about TV shows right now. Man, I mean, big. Just anywhere you go on the internet or anything, it's Game of Thrones this and Game of Thrones that.
Yeah,
I'm a junkie. I will admit that, and I know Harrison loves it too. But this is season 5 was a very, very powerful season, leading into season 6, which is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. That we'll pick up a lot of the loose ends from what happened. We can't really say a whole lot because of the spoiler.
Lips are sealed,
you know, lips are sealed, of course. So we'll be quiet about that. Just to let you know, we have that 6 or 7 DVD set. Take you a little while to get through that, but a very, very good one.
Absolutely.
And so now you've got the exact opposite of Game of Thrones.
Opposite of end of the spectrum here, but one of my favorite actors of all time, Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler.
You know, I love, big fan of Parks and Recreation, big fan of Amy Poehler, and also of Tina Fey. You know, involved in the writing of 30 Rock and, you know, wonderful career on SNL and everything. Coming out, both of them in a movie called Sisters, coming out here soon. And Sisters is basically the story of 2 older sisters, you know, who have lives on their own, and they come back to help their parents move out and throw one last, you know, party celebrating the nostalgia of their high school days. And it's just everything you would want from, everything you could possibly want from, you know, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, like
wonderful actors.
The Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart of the female side, just definitely that's good fun.
Yeah, good
you know, if you like those kind of comedic movies. Well, that's our video for the week. Just want to remind you too that if you have suggestions, ideas, comments, please let us know. We're still this is still in its early infancy.
Yeah.
And we want to thank too everyone who watched the first one. We had like 80 views I think on YouTube, which is
we're basically celebrities.
Celebrities now, which it's going to be hard to handle, but we'll do our best. But that's because of you guys watching, of course. If you have DVD suggestions for the library, Harrison is your man here at the library. He can help you with that. Give him a call here at the library. And again, thanks for watching DVD Geeks.
DVD Geeks.
See ya.